Welcome to Love Stories, 4-part miniseries exploring the experiences, challenges, and beauty of love.
It began as friends. I didn't really, approach her. We had like a mutual friend, and through that mutual friend, we all kind of hung out, and that was my way of getting closer to her and getting to know her. I spoke to her in the office, regular good morning, hello, peeping her out, just trying to see how things are. But it was very slow, but I didn't really get the chance to know her until our mutual friend kind of was like the glue, so to speak, my excuse to like hang out with her. And that was, I was able to set that up where the mutual friend and also Tennille was able to, they came over to my house and we just kicked it for a little bit. And ever since that moment, I was like, yeah, I really like this chick. She's really nice. She's beautiful and she got good damn sense. I like that. So,
he was doing a mini stakeout, like over several weeks. He was staking me out. You know how sometimes men do that. Women too, but he was staking me out. That's what was going on.
We actually met through our mutual friends. Sometimes they would throw in parties and I would attend, she would attend, and we would see each other occasionally. We would say hi. It was really nothing more than that, aside from just a few acquaintances. And at some point, our friends, our mutual friends, they got married, and they actually invited us. So Damar was one of the bridesmaids, and then my friend somehow recruited me to be the photographer. So I was photographing his wedding, and since she was the bridesmaid and I was a photographer, so we were supposed to be there about like 2 or 3 days before the actual wedding was supposed to start. So, and it was about 3 hours upstate. So instead of driving separately, we decided to drive together. Mm-hmm. And I think it was actually our friend's idea for us to drive together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, somehow they were colluding to put us together. Yes. But, it's either near nor there, but we drove to the wedding together, and, we had a lot. We were in the car for like 3 hours or so. So, we have nothing but conversation, just getting to know each other. And then after the wedding, came back, I got a girlfriend,
Do you want to start it or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can. Okay. So we met in church. Her family came. I was already a member at a church, and her family joined. And you were about what, 10 years old when you guys joined?
9
years old when I first met Chandra Prophet. Whoa.
I was 9 years old, just turning 9 actually. So, and we moved to a different part of the city. And my father was military. And so we had been jumping around and with military families, you're always moving and shaking or whatnot. And so my family had decided that there was no more moving around and we were going to plant somewhere. And we put roots down in a part of San Diego that we ended up finding this church. And then it was just like life developed from there. So that's where we met in church.
Well, that's a story for Patrick to tell.
I was home from college, and my cousin, who was her neighbor, called my mother and said that her mother, she needed a date for a senior prom. I had completed 2 years of college, and I said, a high school prom, that was like a little beneath me, So my mother said, this is a nice girl, so here's $50 and make sure she has a nice time, be a gentleman. I said, for $50. Back then, that was a lot of money. So I went to my cousin's house next door, and she said, when you go, this is a nice girl, please be nice. She thought I was a rogue, She thought I was like a Casanova, And she said, here's $50. Be nice and make sure she has a nice time. So I said, $100, she'll have the best time in her life.
Back then, it only costs, $7 to go see Who was it?
We went to see Nina Simone.
Nina Simone.
At the gate.
At the village gate, yeah.
So when I get to her house, I never met her mother. She pulls me into the kitchen and said, "Look, son, this is my only daughter. Make sure she has a nice time. Here's $50.
That's like the equivalent of $1,500 now.
So I said to myself, I hadn't met her. I said, man, what does she look like? I said, what is her problem, you know? So they had a second floor, and she came down from upstairs, and she just looked like an angel coming down. And I said, my goodness. And I thought to myself, I said, maybe she can't talk. Maybe she can't hear, maybe she has a wooden leg. So when she came down and we started talking, I said, oh my gosh, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me,